Finally glued the exhaust together. Work on that for a few minutes. Well, should I say we had the exhaust glued together? Oh man. If this was a Car Dreams and Styrene video, that would be a blooper cut at the end of his videos. If you guys don't watch Gary's videos, him and his wife, they'll do a blooper scene at the end of their video. I seen Bill from Bobblehead posted a video a while ago about his first kit and about something that we might not know about, something that Jones Mark asked us yesterday in one of his videos. That's pretty cool. I love that Mustang, Bill. If you're listening, that was one of my favorite Mustangs building. I'm much into some of the newer stuff on the Mustangs, the Fox body, the latest style bodies that they have. But I remember building quite a bit of those monogram Boss 429 Mustangs when they were first out. We got some nice little early morning thunderstorms coming through here today, guys. Hope you guys are doing well on this Wednesday morning. I see a few of you guys coming in already. Kids go back to school tomorrow, fellas. I'll be able to do some of these shows longer, and we'll get some midday afternoon shows going in. That way you guys can there's a few of us that work evenings and they're missing the live shows. I know John Paul and a few other ones they leave comments and let me know that they're enjoying the show even though they can't watch it live. Yeah, I saw your post, Jody. We're going to miss you, bud. Hopefully you can find a day or two to come back in and check it out. What's really bad is you mentioning no model building. Good morning, Ron. Don't forget today, guys. Today's the last day. You have until midnight tonight to buy into the $5 raffle for the wagon. I know DG, he just sent in another 20. So thank you, D, for that. I need to get you. I need to get your numbers, brother. So that payment went through DG, and forgive me, guys. I remember last Thursday's show, one of my viewers asked about the 5-point harness. I can't remember who that was right offhand, so please forgive me. But I think tomorrow I'm going to try to show you that, guys, how I would do a 5-point harness. And I'm going to do it using a pop can instead of the photo etch, because some people want to learn some tricks, but they don't have the funding for the photo etch. Well, I'm finding that pretty difficult, guys. I'm gonna have to use a bigger piece. And our buddy Butch stepped up really good yesterday afternoon. Butch bought another 10 spots, and so we gave 2 away. Yesterday I was asking questions. Ryan C. got 1 question right. We gave Scott from Saltwater Classic, or from the Saltwater Model Shop, we was able to give Scott a spot. And then on Facebook, I asked what was one of my holy grails I purchased from Brian Furlong, and Brian Furlong says, "Can I enter?" And I was like, "Yeah, everybody's allowed." So Brian got it. Brian had posted some stuff for sale for a while, guys, and he wanted $150 for a Johan Rambler kit. I've always been after the Johan Rambler kit, and I told him I wish I had the money to pick it up. I really want to build that kit. And then Brian was like, if I wasn't hurting for money, I would let you pick it up. And I was like, all right, I understand, you know what I mean? I was just commenting on his picture. And then a few weeks later, I happened to ask, Brian had a few more things on sale. At the time, Brian was getting ready to move, so he was selling some of his stuff to get ready to move. And I asked him, did he still have the Rambler that I didn't know if the Rambler sold or not. I just noticed his sales post was gone. And he said, yeah, he still had it. I told him, man, I wish I could get it from him. And he said, well, he's been after some Mavericks, and I just happened to have a few Mavericks, so we did a trade. And this was the Holy Grail, one of my Holy Grail kits that I picked up from Brian Furlong, and he answered the question right. And look, this beauty has never been touched. Now it's from the 70s and the 80s, so they didn't pay attention to the sink mark. So it needs, if you're going to do it perfect, it needs some work. But man, great kit. So let's see. And DG, I just want to let DG know that out of the 10 spots that Butch had bought, Butch won, like I said, Butch won the wheels yesterday during the show. I will give these wheels to Butch. He had delegated me to do whatever I wanted to with the spots. John from Gap Hill Speed Shop stepped up to the next person that buys 10 spots after that buys the next 10 spots will get a little Mitsubishi kit, kind of a rare kit, guys. It's a racing kit. Look, I made some exhaust tips, so we can put some exhaust. Oh, we got some exhaust tips I made. Basically, just aluminum tubing, guys. And then I put an angle cut to it, so you guys can see that. So I think I'm gonna glue this exhaust in, and then I'll paint all that on the back side. And like I said, I got another raffle planned. We'll have some more raffles planned. The next one, guys, we're going to do a 50-50 pot for another friend of mine, somebody I care about in the hobby. He is stricken with the disease in his legs, and he cannot work right now, and it's been a real struggle on his wife. Well, not struggle, but his wife has picked up several different jobs to keep the family fed and whatnot. And the next raffle we do will just be to maybe help them get a night out without a worry. Maybe we can generate enough from the raffle. We can let them get a night out together without any stress, and maybe he'll get enough. We'll generate enough. Maybe him and maybe he can get another kit and something keep him busy. Well, where'd that piece go? Alright, calm down, Minnie. Look. I like the way when Butch bought the spots yesterday, guys. He said, I just picked up another 10 spots. And I was like, well, give me your numbers. And Butch instantly said, don't worry about it. Give them to someone else. So, Butch has been a very, very good help in this raffle this week. I really appreciate that, Butch. I'm trying to find. I just made two of these. And now I don't know where the other one went. Oh, right there. There you go. Yeah, no problem. Today we're back in my series with the C1 build there, Blitz. Just to get Blitz caught up. Blitz, since the last time you joined us, well, unless you've joined us and not commented, I've gotten all the suspension in, made the drive shaft, and we got the motor in. Today I'm working on the exhaust. Got the motor in and detailed. I redid the shock towers, so that way I can have the working hinges on the hood. I got the battery in. Got a trainee cooler in. Hardcastle had made a comment that he didn't see a lot of people doing trainee detail, so I got a trainee cooler in. There's the wires ran to it. Got all the detail to the motor in, throttle cable, dipstick, cams, just a bunch of stuff. And today I'm working on getting the exhaust done, getting the exhaust put in there, buddy. No, don't do that. Right now we're just working on putting those exhaust tips in. Oop. And I glue the exhaust tips in like that. Let's see. I may have to do some floor bending to get this right here right. Now let's see, once I get the wheels and stuff on, now I'm going to check my chassis clearance, make sure we're not hitting on it. Oh, uh-oh. Now I got to check the chassis clearance. It's right on, it's right on the muffler, guys. I'm gonna have to do some sanding. It'll work, but I gotta do some sanding. Just this one perch right here is like right on the ground. Alright, now let's see where we set. There it goes. Now let me see where we're at. Oh yeah, guys, just that little bit of sanding room right there gave me the clearance I need. Alright. Alright, I see some comments posting up. Let me check that out there. Scott, don't worry about it, buddy. I posted the updated numbers there on my Facebook page. You guys can go over there, join that, and check that out. Okay, Minnie, I finished. Watch, I got to get a little one to their fair. She graduates from Clover Buds to her 4th this morning. Okay, Jay, have a good one. Minnie, on the 50/50 raffle, will you make it so those of us that do not have PayPal or credit cards can participate? I think we can. We'll work on something like that. Jody, let me see on a 50/50 pot. I don't see where that would be that might not be a problem. I'll have you ship the money order or check to me, and then we'll get it sent over to said person that we're going to do the 50/50 for. Like I said, I'm not begging you guys to take part in any of these. I'm just trying to find a way to raffle off some stuff that I have, that I've enjoyed, and that maybe down the road we can help somebody else, Where's... Oh, what I was saying is, Butch said I could do whatever I wanted to with the other 10 slots. And we gave one to Scott, Ryan from See No Evil Builds. He guessed the correct answer to a question we had yesterday. And, yeah, there you go, Jody. Ryan answered a question we had yesterday, and won. And then Brian Furlong answered a question from Facebook and won a spot. I'd put up there the next person that buys a spot, they'll get that we would match as many spaces as they bought, up to 7 spaces, because I had 7 spaces left. And DG, he bought another 4 spaces, so I'll give 4 spaces to him. I need to get his numbers, and then we still have 3 left. Morning, Dustin. All we did this morning is I finally got the exhaust mounted in. Yesterday I started the exhaust, guys, and we got to chit-chatting on other stuff, and we never got to it. Alright, so that's that. Now, so I got it stanced where I want it to. I got it. Got the exhaust now where we want it. We're gonna have to do some cleanup though. get some. Get some foil out here. Where's get a new blade? Hello, Pappy. Whoa, don't bend my hand. Pappy, I seen you got the chassis painted for the Impala build. How'd the rest of that going? You got the damned old thunderstorms rolling through here today, Pappy. Alright, got the exhaust up in there. And that's the way we cut the pipes. We cut them like a diagonal. Like that. Alright. Now we can move forward. Shoot. Kind of want to get that right there glued in place, get the radiator in place. Let's see exactly where it lands out. I'm going to get the train cooler out of the way so I can see. If you guys hadn't noticed, I do tons of test fitting. Alright. So I guess right where it sits is good enough. Guys, like I was saying a minute ago, Jones Mark put up a video asking us to share something that maybe we in the community don't know. And I seen Bobblehead popped up his video this morning. And like I told you guys yesterday, always been a car fan, but I really wanted to be a nurse when I was younger. My mother's a nurse, and she worked at the local hospital for years. I was always interested in it because my grandpa George had a stroke, and I would spend the weekends with my grandma, helping her take care of grandpa. And it's just something that I enjoy to do. Then after Grandpa George passed away, I get to go down on the farm and live with my mom's grandpa for a little bit. He wanted to stay at home. He didn't want to go to a nursing home. And he lived to be 96. He had some great years in him. What's amazing, guys, you know, a lot of us move all over, and we're always doing something different, going somewhere new. My grandpa Burton lived just feet from the house he was born in. He lived just a few feet away from the house that he was born in. That house was still standing for years. I hadn't been down there since Grandpa passed away. They family sold the farm and everything, so we hadn't been down there. I think the last time we went through there, me and my wife went through there on our honeymoon trip, and that was 17 years ago. I heard the original house is gone now. Okay, so that's in there. I can't put the training cooler in there yet, guys, because the way I have it set, it's going to set right here, and I got to get the body and everything painted. But I got the radiator in. Alright. Got the exhaust in, got the radiator in. Let's see. Now I can get the overflow in, set in there. John from Gap Hill Speed Shop found me a Citroen Coupe. I can't wait to get to build that. Seems like it's going to be some fun. Alright, so let's get the overflow in there. First we got to do is get it. Yeah, I missed them too, Dustin. What was funny is, you know, every family is going to have the ones who think they're worth more than the other ones. And the fact of the matter is, my Uncle Brian and my mom took more time to love Grandpa Burton versus the ones that actually lived down there with him. My mom has some half siblings that just seem to want to use Grandpa money wise and stuff like that. My Grandpa Burton was actually my mom's grandpa. He was born in November 4th, 1900. His dad caught yellow fever at a young age and got really sick and ended up succumbing to it. So my Grandpa Burton didn't have much education, but when he built, the schoolhouse is built on, it was called Pickett Schoolhouse, and it was built on my grandpa's land. They used to have to walk across stumps to get across of Turnback Creek to get back and forth to school. My grandpa's land has a major water fair all the way from the Midwest Missouri down through the Ozarks, through Stockton Lake and all that. 150 years, the Burton family owned that one piece of land from my mom's grandpa's grandfather to her grandfather, to her great grandfather, and then on to her grandfather. And then it didn't take 2 years after Grandpa passed away for most of the family members want money, and then it got sold off and no longer in the family. I was telling my wife that my kids now probably will never get to see country land because everywhere we live, they're uprooting all the country stuff and new housing and stuff like that. I don't know about you, Dustin, but it seemed like it took forever to drive 3 hours from our place in Kansas City down to Grandpa's place in Everton, Missouri. And guys, if you don't never heard of Everton, it's like a population maybe 20, 23 people. And basically it was just a few different families. We had the Burtons, which is where my family, and then you had the Woods, and then you have the Sextons. And it seemed like between the three families, they owned all of Everton. And it was 8 miles from nowhere. It was 8 miles to Greenfield, Missouri. It was like 8 miles to Millard, Missouri. It was just, it was like 8 miles from everywhere. As of this January, my dad's mom passed away. I had all my grandparents up until the age of 42. Well, I had grandparents up to the age of 42. Lost my last I lost my dad's mom in January. She wouldn't give up her smoking, guys. And she wouldn't give up smoking. You know, she had lived 80 years, smoked since she was 20, and didn't want to give it up. And she ended up passing away from carbon monoxide in the lungs. Her lungs couldn't filter it out anymore, and basically suffocated to death. It was sad. It was sad to see her struggle. We went to the hospital and visit her, and I took the kids so that way they could see her. And we were lucky because the very next day it had gotten so bad the very next day that my cousin Lisa was saying there's no response. She was basically just struggling to breathe. You know, she wasn't communicating anymore or anything. So at least we got there that day. And she told everybody she was determined not to pass away until January 4th. Stubborn old woman. And that's just who Grandma Javada was. And she didn't, guys. She died on January 4th. She said, I can't die until January 4th, and she died on January 4th. I guess getting some color on the engine cooler, or the training cooler. Shit, growing up, I think my grandpa, George, my dad's grandpa, gave me more punishment than my damn dad did. One time, I followed my older brother down the street, and we lived over by here in Kansas City. It's a historic neighborhood now, but it used to just was our neighborhood in 79, 80, 81. No, I think we moved to Armadale in 1980, because I remember going to kindergarten at Morse Elementary, and that was 1980, so maybe 78, 79. I followed my brother down the road, and this old couple, you know, my brother opened the fence and walked down the sidewalk, and me, just always fond of my older brother, I just followed him. And I guess we went down the road, this older man and woman at the time, we're out on the front porch. They gave us some cheese balls. I can remember eating cheese balls. I remember eating cheese balls for some reason. And then we just spent the afternoon there. And I guess family, mom and dad, freaking out. They didn't know where we went. And it come to find out, my brother opened the front door. Went outside. I followed him outside. and he went out of the yard, and I followed him out of the yard. Next thing I know, we're walking home, and my Grandpa George is there, my dad's dad, and I guess the family had been looking for us and looking for us, and we got our asses whooped by Grandpa George for getting out of the yard. Oh man, I remember that. Oh man, and I'm like, oh good, Grandpa's here. You know, you get excited to see Grandpa. Lo and behold, that I know he had a belt waiting for me. Oh, miss my Grandpa George. What really sucks is I had like my mom's grandpa died at 96. Her dad died 93, 92, 93. My grandpa Harold, my mom's dad, was a bad alcoholic, and his liver ruptured, and he was having pain in his stomach, but wouldn't go to the doctor, and they found him. They found him in his bedroom floor, and he had passed away because he didn't get to the doctor, and his liver was so tore up from alcoholism over the years. Alright guys, so I got the radiator in there, got the overflow bottle in there, got the overflow tube hooked up. Now what I want to do before I kill this feed today, I wanted to do something like a fuel regulator. I just freshened up. I just took some black guys and freshened up on the back side of the radiator. I gotta get my damn glasses on for this stuff. This is Dr. Cranky's fault, guys. If you guys watched Cranky over the years, he loves his Cranky Gold. So I blame that on Cranky. I can't see the shit that I want to use, that I like to use anyway. Sorry, Chip. I dropped the S-bomb twice in a row, didn't I? Sometimes I forget. I'm trying to work and be a better person to vocalize my words. My wife was watching, what was she watching on TV? She was watching that Scott Peterson thing last night. That dude's about bat crap crazy. Ooh. Look, guys. I found a dirty... Okay, here's... I don't even know what the hell that is. Alright. Which one looks more like a fuel... Come on, focus. Which one will look more like a fuel regulator I could put on the firewall? We got that piece there. I like this one. It's a little dirty, grungy, but I can paint it up. But I like the way this one here looks. It's too damn little. I like the way that one there looks, guys. I think I'm going to use this one. Shit. Ah, lost it. What a goober. Went to the kids' orientation last night for my twins' school. Yeah, you too, Ron. Alright. I think he was from Modesto, Dustin. Yeah, on Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve, he says he went fishing, and when he got home, the dog was in the yard with the leash still on him, and the wife was nowhere to be found, and she was supposed to be out walking the dog. I told my wife, I said, oh, that story's such bullshit, because most men on Christmas Eve just remember they're supposed to buy somebody a Christmas gift, so they're out shopping. They're not fishing. What's really sad is she was pregnant. I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather pay child support than go to prison. That's just me, though. Need some more glue. This glue bottle's about runner's trip. Just about out. Oh, you son of a gun. Popped right out of there. So what we're trying to do, I'm trying to build a fuel regulator. Guys, I have some. Where'd it go? Gilbert from Red Dragon Model Works sent me. I share stuff with Gil quite often, and Gil, in return, shares stuff back with me. Gilbert sent me. I don't know if you guys know who Red Dragon is. Gilbert sent me. Where are they? You have to go see what he's working on right now. Gilbert sent me these figures right here, which I really like, from Savage Forged Minis, and it has what I got was I got the zombie fighters. This one here is this one here has the gas mask and stuff on, and then I could put different weapons in his hands. I got a choice of different weapons to put in his hand. Really, really well detailed. But he's got like a skeleton top hat. You guys remember Guns N' Roses, where the Guns N' Roses posters, where they were all skeletons, and Slash has his top hat on with his long hair. That's what my brother was a big Guns N' Roses fan. So he had all their posters and stuff. And this man, he's got this guy. He's probably about this big. Oh man, it looks crazy. It's a bad looking little statue. It's pretty cool. Just thought that was on my mind. I thought I'd bring that up real quick. If you guys don't check out Red Dragon, you guys can go over there and check him out. And then, I don't know if you guys know who the Hobby Man Mike is. He is 3D printing a paint stand for like his paint brushes and stuff. And it is, I think it's the Garden of the Galaxy wood guy. You know, the tree that's alive. I think that's his name, Wood. Man, it looks wicked. There's some great stuff going on in the hobby right now by some great people. I don't know if you guys watched Darren from Tokyo Model Detective. I watch him. He's helped me, give me some tips on some stuff. He's also a vendor, guys. He sells a lot of the Bandai Star Wars stuff and what have you. Funny dude. I like him because he's a hoot. He built a new house, and he's English. He's from the UK, but he's an English teacher in Japan, and he him and his wife, he met a woman over there. They got married, have a baby Zilla, and cute little girl. He showed his stash, some of his grot. Yeah, that's it, grot, and he showed some of his collection, Sunday night, they're moving into their new house and getting things unpacked. You know, we have a lot in our collections, and you don't think about it buying one kit at a time. You know what I mean? Granted, some kits we're picking up for $2 or $3. Some kits we got to pay $30 for. But listening to Darren Sunday, he said, now I know our prices are different, between Japan and here and what have you. But he said just in one shelf was over 300,000 yen just in one shelf of these MAK kits. MAK is a brand, a resin company, and he was showing some of his stuff. I don't know if you guys follow him, but man, you have to see some of the stuff. He's into the anime stuff too, Darren is, and he was showing some of his figures and stuff like that he's picked up over the years. I can't wait to see him get his man cave really going. They've been living in what we would call apartments or flats. I don't know what they call them over in Japan, but him and his wife finally got a house, and they built it. He saved his money, and he built them a home, so that's pretty cool. But I can't wait to see his man cave together so he can get back to building. He's like, we have a buddy in the hobby too, Dread, and Dread builds all kinds of crazy stuff, gaming stuff and sci-fi stuff and stuff like that. It's just great to see some of these other guys do different stuff throughout the country, through the world that we really don't see. I'm going to paint that red, guys. Grot, that's it. Thanks, Dustin. He made a little one. First, he made a miniature one, probably about the size of my instant set. It's just a little one. But this next one he's doing is big. It's got a great big bowl in it, so that way it can, hold all Mike's paint brushes and stuff like that. I know watching Gilbert's 3D printer, he made the big hero, the big white guy from Big Hero 6, I think it was, and that looks cool. Stan from the Amigos page, Stan's made a few guns from Men in Black, and watching you guys with these 3D printers, man, you guys are making some cool shit. There's one guy I was following over on, I can't, model cars and trucks page from Facebook. That's too big, David. What the hell are you doing? He was making distributor caps, and he showed like this index card right here. He showed the whole thing just full of distributor caps for 8-cylinder, some 6-cylinders, and some 4-cylinder ones. And man, that I would have loved to have that. It had to be 100 of them on that dang thing. And then here it is. I'm sitting here thinking, if I had a 3D printer, what the hell would I make anyway? Hello, dog. Yeah, but Dustin, what if you got a 3D printer? I don't know. I'm looking at stuff that I like and I like to build. So I think I would do. I think I would like to do the distributor would be so beneficial. I think I would like to. I don't know, maybe some different. We have some great carburetor companies out there. Like I said, I enjoy the ProTech carburetors. Fireball Resins, guys. Oh, you ought to see some of their carburetors. They're just immaculate. And they're cheap, too. Put that regulator right there. Maybe over here where you can see it more. I don't know. I've always wanted. I know Future Attractions makes the Fairmont. If I had a 3D printer, I think I would make Fairmont wagon and build that into a drag car. I've always been a Fairmont fan. Maybe a Ford Ranger, like the square body Ranger. I think I'd make that too. The Mazda B2000 pickup truck. That would be a good one. Yeah. Dustin, Gilbert sent me. This is some of the first stuff that Gilbert made. Like Dustin said, tool holders. Gilbert sent me this. That's pretty wicked. And it's. I mean, you can see the layers. This is a home 3D printed thing, guys. You can see the layers, and you can feel them, but they're not rough. It's smooth. You think it'd be super rough, and like you look at the top ridge here, there's a lot of the slot car guys are using a certain primer, but I really like this one, Dustin. I need to hollow it out a little bit. I'm gonna drill into it a little bit. I'm gonna put some double-sided tape on it, and I'm gonna put it up on my wall up here. I'm going to put them up there on my wall, and that way I can hold my Molotow markers in it. I think that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Here, speaking of bases, this is one. This is a 3D printed base, too, guys. Let me see. This is a 3D printed base. Food for thought, Dustin. Food for thought. can't wait to do this piece. I have a few other miniatures. I have a few other miniatures to get painted first. But look at this beast. Gilbert knows I like dragons and stuff. I got this big dude here to do. The wings come off so I can paint the wings different. But I like his... Damn cat here. I like all his muscle texture. Right there's going to be fun to wash. I'm thinking about doing like a maroon, maybe a red leather for his cortex right here. And then a lighter pink or something in there. And then black wash. Yeah. I just wish I could... Oh. I just wish I would be able to do eyes, Dustin. Eyes are kind of crazy for me to do. And I dropped everything else. Little thing back in here. Alright, guys. I'm gonna mount this and then it's about time to go. See that? That right there give me a little bit of fuel regulation detail. Can you guys see that? Hopefully right there shows up pretty well. Oh yeah, that'll look good in there. Just another little bit of detail, and I'll still be able to shut and mount the hood. Oh, thanks, Monty. So the kids all go back to school in the morning. We'll do my Tech Thursday. What in the H? It's right here, lifted up on me. We'll do our Tech Thursday tomorrow at a better time for you guys. Some of you guys like to join in live, and some of you guys are missing it because I've been going on too early. But what I've been doing is going on so that way I could do the Tech Thursday and you guys able to hear me, man, when my kids are up. Stuff is crazy. You should... Back when I used to be a gamer and I would do the Xbox, I used to have to play the Xbox late at night because the dang kids would be so loud. The kids would be so loud in the daytime I couldn't even hear through my Turtle Beaches. I love them, man, but my kids are rats, man. They are non-stop. You can give them all three the same toy, the exact same toy, and yet they're going to all fight over what the other kid has. But I guess that's kids for you. Monty, did you get a chance to see the exhaust this morning? We ran the exhaust. We ran a dual exhaust to one muffler, and then I cut the pipe sideways. That drive shaft is not wanting to stay together. Yeah, guys, there's a lot of build-offs going on right now. If you guys care to take part in the community, Chip is having, for the September top 10, everybody is building an Impala. For the Atlanta show, everybody is building any year Camaro. For Chip September top 10, it's the 61 Impala. For the community, for the Atlanta show build, everybody's building any year Camaro. Joe Thompson has the monster truck Polar Derby build, and he's doing the CT second annual Street Outlaw build. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the community. Oh crap, that's a big yawn. I'm doing my raffle. The raffle giveaway will be tomorrow. You guys can still buy spots all the way up until tonight, 12 p.m. Central Time, or 12 a.m. Central Time, I should say, up till tonight. Yeah, the CP1, the contribute build, the tribute build for Chris Cortell over there at CP for Classic Plastic 101 is still going on. It was great to see Chris post a few updates this week. He's still able to build in between his chemo treatments. He's been having a rough one this time, guys. He's beat it a few times before. but this time here is a little bit rougher on him. So keep him in your thoughts and prayers if you are a prayer, and keep supporting what he does. He's been a big pioneer in this YouTube hobby of sharing us our modeling stuff. That's Minnie. I got to get my day started. The kids, I can hear the kids getting up now. We're going to have breakfast. Got to do some running around. Allergy pills and stuff I have to go get from the pharmacy and stuff. And we're getting it there. We're working on it. I got some body work to do. I don't know. Still debating on colors. Now tomorrow, after we do the live raffle tomorrow, the giveaway tomorrow for the raffle, I'm gonna pull out 2 builds. You guys already seen a sneak preview of the 2 builds. Tomorrow, I'm gonna let you guys choose which build to raffle off next. We've had some ideas. A few say the Regal, a few say the Impala. I'll pull it back out and let you guys look at both subjects again, and that will be our next raffle. And like I said, our next raffle that I do is going to be a 50-50 pot, guys. I have a family I want to send half the money to. Thank you guys for all your participation in my raffle and all your guys' contributions to the YouTube hobby and over on the Facebook page. Appreciate it. Love seeing what you guys are working on. So keep sharing, keep it model related, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.